Yeah, good morning, students. So, in the previous class, we had a discussion on the two-dimensional arrays. We discussed that. So, in today's classroom discussion topic, we are going to discuss about the character arrays. So, which are also called it as strings. Now, I would like to share my screen. So, here the classroom discussion topic is on character arrays and strings. So summary of the previous classroom discussion topic is that we had a discussion on linear search. We discussed that where we are finding the given key element, whether it is present in the given array of elements or not. So if it is present, then it is going to display at what location it is present. Otherwise, it is able to print the message that the element is not found. So this linear search also we call it as sequential search, and it is uh, comparatively a simple algorithm which is used to search for an element. And this particular search technique is suitable whenever we have the data of size smaller in size, and the time complexity of this particular algorithm is big O of n in the average and worst cases, but in the best case it will be big O of 1. The given element is found, then the order of complexity, time complexity, will say that it is big O of 1. So now in today's classroom discussion topic, the character arrays and strings, the lecture objectives is this session will develop the students' knowledge on reading and writing of strings in character arrays. So how do we perform the read operation and how do we perform the write operation? So the outcome of this today's session is that after completion of this session, students will be able to develop the C code to implement the string operations like reading of the strings and writing of the strings onto the screen. So coming to this, what is a string? How do we define a string in C language? So string is defined it as a sequence of characters which are terminated by a null character. A string is actually a one-dimensional character array. So remember that the C language does not support the string as a data type, but it is nothing but we can call it as a derived data type. Fine. So now for example, the string home contains 5 characters including this backslash 0 character, so which is automatically added by the compiler at the end of the string. So if you initialize like this char str is equal to home, if you initialize the character array like this, then automatically the compiler will insert backslash 0. Otherwise, we already discussed in the previous classes that when we are initializing the character arrays, individual character by character, you have to use explicitly this backslash 0 character also. Fine. So now this is how it will be stored in the str array. If you see that in the 0th location h, in the first location o, m, e and so on backslash 0, it will be stored like this. So these may be the memory addresses, you can take it as here. It is sequentially stored. So in the consecutive byte addresses, it will be sequentially stored here 451, 452, 453 like that. So this is how the character array or a string is going to be stored. So then coming to this, what are the different valid declarations and initialization of a string variable? So if you see that in this char name of 13 is equal to hello world. So this is a valid declaration as well as initialization. Char name of 10 is equal to CODE backslash 0. This is what we are calling it as a character by character initialization. This is a string initialization. So when you are initializing this character by character initialization, this backslash 0 is mandatory. But when you are initializing as a string form, this backslash 0 is implicitly inserted by the compiler. So, but when you are coming to this way, char ch of 3 is equal to hello, then char str of 4, then str is equal to hello. If you do like this, it is a invalid way of assigning some string to this str. Fine. So this is what we are calling it as these illegal declarations and initializations. So what are the different methods of reading of strings from the keyboard? So there are important methods. We have three important methods we have. So the first method is using scanf function with percentage %s format specifier to read the string. So the difficulty with this function is that whenever you are reading a string, if it is consisting of multiple words in a string, so it will read only the first word. That is nothing but the scanf will read the input string until it occurs the first white space character. Okay, so then it will stop the reading of the strings. For example, you consider this char str of 20. So we are asking the user to enter a string, scanf percentage %s ampersand str, then just you are printing that string. For example, if the user has given the input as kids Varangal, so it will read only up to kids into this str array, and it will print only the kids. It will print that, it will not read Varangal. So it will read Varangal if we are having another scanf function is there to read another string. So it will read this Varangal into the second string basically. Fine. So consider the following statement here. If you take char name of 10, scanf percentage 5s name, this is what we are specifying, width we are specifying with the percentage s in scanf. So what it does is that even though if you are declared it as 10 size here, so the input string ram will be stored as like this ram backslash 0, and other are stored with unknown values. If the input string is Krishna, so it will read only the first five characters KRISH, only first five characters it will read, and then it will insert backslash 0. It will not read all these seven characters present in this. Because of this percentage 5s, it will read only the maximum of first five characters, only it will read that. So that is the reason generally the specification of the width with the scanf function is not preferable one. Fine. So this is first method. Then coming to the second method of reading the strings is that we can read a line of text by making use of a edit set conversion code. That edit set conversion code is nothing but percentage followed by this angular brace. Within this angular brace, you can specify what are the characters, so that may contains in the input, and whatever the characters that are excluded in the input, that we can specify that. So that can be used to read a line containing a variety of characters including white space also, we can read that. So for example, if you consider this example, line is a character array of maximum 80. Here scanf percentage d caret of backslash n comma line. So it is going to read the characters from the keyboard until a new line character is pressed. So we rarely use this particular method here basically. Coming to the third method of reading the line of text is that by making use of getChar and getS functions. So these functions are used to read a line of characters including white space also. So this particular example will show you how we can use this getChar function. GetChar function will read character by character. So if you want to read a line of text, we have to put this getChar function in a loop. So that is the reason here what we are using this here, we are using a do while loop, so that we are reading the characters until a new line backslash n character is entered. So do ch is equal to, because char ch is equal to get char, it will read a character into ch. Now line of c means c equal to 0, line of 0th index character ch will be stored. Then c plus plus, so counter c value is incremented, and it will check the condition, it is not a new line. Then it will go again here, it will go again here, and again it will read the second character, and the second character is stored in the line of first location. And c plus plus, it becomes c equal to 2, it becomes, and then ch not equal to new line. So like this is go on repeating, at least read the character by character into this line array until the user inputs a backslash n character. Then after reading that, you are inserting, you are decrementing the counter by 1, and in that location, line of c location, you are inserting a null character. So this is what the way of reading individual character by character, you are reading into a character array. until a new line character is used by using the getChar function. And then coming to this another function is getS function. So this getS function is used to read a line of text including white space characters. So char line of 80, enter a line of text, getS of line. So this getS of line here, we are not making use of any format string specifier. So that is the reason it is called it as unformatted input function. Basically it is called it as unformatted input function. So we can make use of this particular function to read that values. Okay, there is no format string specifier here, and then we are just printing using this printf percentage s format string specifier. We are printing that line onto the screen basically. Fine. So C does not provide the operators which will work on the strings directly. So for instance, we cannot assign one string to another directly. For example, string 1 is ABC. So this is for example, this is string 2. String 2 is equal to ABC. Then string 1 is equal to string 2. So we want to copy this string 2 value into string 1. This is not a valid case. So if we really want to copy the characters in string 2 into string 1, we may do so on by character basis, just like how we read the character by using getChar method. Similar to that, we have to copy character by character into another string. Directly we cannot use this assignment operator. Now coming to this reflection spot. So this question is based on this. So what is the output of the following code fragment if you have given the input as welcome to kids W? So here in this you are asking that printf enter text. Now if you are given welcome to kids W, then what it will read, because we are using scanf function. Any idea with this scanf percentages? Just now we discussed. Anything, anyone can guess it? Fine. So it is scanf with percentage s will read only the strings which up to this white space character only it will read that. So because here first welcome will be read into word 1 and 2 will be read into word 2, and then the kids W will be read into word 3, right? So if you don't have this clear understanding, please go to the beginning of this video and try to watch the video, so that you will get an idea, clear idea about how we are making use of this scanf function to read the words, multiple words. Fine. So now coming to this, how do we display the strings onto the screen? That is called it as a writing of strings to the screen. So again here we have the first method using printf function with the percentage s format string specified to display the strings onto the screen. For example, here variety of methods are there here. So I am assigning kids WGL in str. So printf percentage str, it is going to print kids WGL. Entire string it is going to print. Then I am giving printf percentage 4s comma str. So I am using width here, but the width specified is smaller than the required number of character width for displaying of this string. So what happens here is that prints the entire string even the field width is lesser than the required width to print the string. Fine. Then this another printf is that here we are making use of a dot 4s. That means it is going to print the first four characters are to be printed. Okay, dot 4s. Similarly here if you use printf percentage 10.4s comma str. So what it is going to do here is that, as similar to that dot 4s, it is going to print first four characters are to be printed, and this 10 will specify the field width. So within this 10 field width, it is going to print first four characters. Fine. So the remaining six are filled with blank spaces. So that is right justified within this 10 field width. When we use minus 10.4s, here it will also print first four characters are to be printed in the field width of 10, but the justification is left justified because of minus sign. Fine. So these are the different varieties of uh, printing of the strings basically using printf with percentages. Then coming to the second method using putchar method, which is a example counterpart for getchar. Okay, so like getchar, putchar is used to output the value of a character variable. For example, char ch is equal to a. Now putchar of ch, it is going to print a character a onto the screen, just like it is similar to this printf percentage c comma ch. It is equivalent to this. Okay, so this putchar is a unformatted output function, because we are not making use of any format string specifiers like %c, which is used with printf. So we have used putchar function repetitively to output a string of characters stored in an array using a loop. For example, here if you consider this name of 6, which is equal to Paris, now if I want to print all individual characters, so we have to make use of a for loop. For I equal 0, I less than 5, I plus plus putchar of name of I. So it is going to print character by character onto the screen. Fine. So this is the second method of outputting of the strings onto the screen. Then coming to the third method, which is used by making use of puts function. So this puts of str, which is also called it as unformatted output function. So which is able to use just like getters. We are making use of puts. Okay, getters and puts, getchar and putchar, which are called it as unformatted input output functions. So simple, it is containing all these white space characters also. It is able to display onto the screen. Fine. So now the LOs are revisited here. After completion of this session, students will be able to develop the code in C language to implement the string operations like reading and writing of strings onto the screen. So coming to the summary of this today's session. So in this today's session, we discussed about the what is a string. So we defined a string is nothing but it is a sequence of characters. So which is terminated by a null character. So C language does not support strings as a data type. So it is a derived data type actually. It is a one-dimensional character arrays. String is nothing but a one-dimensional character arrays. And the different methods of reading and writing of strings we are discussed in this today's session. So there are three different methods of reading a string here. So one is the scanf with %s specifier, format string specifier. This is the one method we have discussed that. So the difficulty with this method scanf with %s format string specifier is that it will read the strings until it encounters the white space characters only. So once the white space character is encountered, it stops the reading of the string. Okay. So and the second method is edit set conversion code, that is the percentage followed by here in the curly round square braces are used to read a line of containing a variety of characters including white space also we can use here. And then the third method is by making use of getters function which is used to read a character string with white space also. Then coming to the different methods of displaying of the strings. So the first method we discussed about printf with percentages format string specifiers, which can be used for printing of the strings onto the screen. And then putchar function, which is used for displaying of individual characters. So if you keep this putchar function in a loop, we can able to display this entire string onto the screen. Then the third function is getters function. Uh, is used to read a line of text including white space, but here to display that we have to make use of this uh, puts function. We have to use that. Fine. So this is what about this is a puts function which is used for displaying of the string onto the screen basically. Fine. So this is what about this today's session is that. So coming to this lecture level practice problem. So this is develop a C program to store the string kidsw in an array C name and display the string in the following format. Fine. So this is how the format is looking like. So first it will display one character, next two characters, then three characters, then four characters, then kidsw, then and decreasing order. So this is just make use of the loop with a printf function with a field width and as well as the percentages with printf. You can make use of that. Okay. So any doubts you have? So if you don't have any doubts, now I can stop my session. Okay. So thank you. So thank you one and all. So now I would like to stop my screen sharing.